Hey, this is Noble. Glad you're here. It's 3:38. I'm a little bit late. But I'm here. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. You're too kind. You're far too kind. You're far too kind. So, welcome to Limitless Live Interactive Podcast. It's the world's first real-time investing and trading show with news, education, and chart analysis. All at once. Everything. All at once. So, what happened in the market today? It's 3:38. Got about 22 minutes going into the close. What stocks were moving? Is this seemingly bullish turning bearish market getting more bearish? Did the bulls come through today? I don't know. Did we hear this all day? Did we get that roar from bulls? Or did the bears continue? The bears continue to make their presence felt. Well, we're going to cover everything you need to know. We're going to look at the VIX. We're going to look at Nasdaq, start with our broad market indices. You need to know what happened to the Dow today. What is the S&P doing? What is Nasdaq doing? Well, I got 4 up. Those 3. You should know those 3 every day. So we'll take a look. This is interactive. So if you're watching right now, where you from? Where you at? Where you watching from? I'm here in Atlanta. Type in the comments. Let me know where you're from. I'd love to know where you guys are watching from. I never know how far my reach is. And the more I do this, and I'm not even like running ads and all that stuff yet. So another great announcement to put out there for you. I tend to practice a lot before I do something and like fully go into it. So you'll be able to get all of these episodes with all this great content and teaching in one place. You'll be able to get it on iTunes or Spotify very soon. Working on that back end technical stuff. I just like, getting in a good flow, making sure that before I put something out, it really is quality. Distinctively different from everything else that's out, And those guys start following my stuff. You're gonna start to see people with some little music in their trading shows soon. I ain't gonna say no names. People be watching your stuff. I can see who's watching. You be amazed. Y'all be amazed. Anyway, we're gonna have some fun. So let's do this without further ado. Let me start here. So this is good on Nasdaq. Let me start and go back a little bit and give you just a little bit of context. We got to talk about how we got here today. Right? How did we get to today? You never want to pull up your charts and instantly just jump at this candle. You want to go back, right? Because you need to understand, are we high? Are we low? And by high and low, I mean, when you have a market that has for like 20 something months, just continually new highs, pullback, new highs, pullback, new highs, pullback, new highs, then at some point you are going to get a very comprehensive agreement that it's time to take some profit. That just happens. It happens whether you're trading a 1 minute, the 5, the 15, foreign exchange, crypto, stock options, futures. It doesn't matter. At some point, people who got in early before the rest of the world kind of, this is a great something to trade, right? Those professionals that are sneaking in early, which starts that uptrend, right? They're going to start getting out at some point. So, you got to know that. So you can't just jump into where we are today. These are the month charts. As you know, we've had a pretty last few months. We've had some trouble. We've had some trouble going higher. We haven't made any new highs since November. So think about that. November, December, January, now into February, right? So that, what you guys have been experiencing, if you're new, I've been saying it. At some point, all of this, like new highs, oh my goodness, new highs, right? Like, bulls just killing it. All of that at some point is going to, it's not going to continue forever. We're not going to make new highs every other month forever, right? We're just not. So you had to know that. If you didn't,
you're going to learn today.
So let's jump to the week chart for a second so I can show you the week. So this is Nasdaq week chart. The blue candles, TCM trend, amazingly powerful indicator. If it's blue, that means it's bullish. If it's green, that means the market is trending down. That means it's bearish. It's trying to turn bearish. There's a little rule to it though. There's a little trick to it. But right now, the market has given us, a very nice pullback. Let's see how many percentage points we actually have dropped from this high of 408. This is Nasdaq that I'm looking at. This low was about 18%. So just round it up, 20% pullback, right? And we're not there perfectly, but I'm telling you, if we make new lows this week, if we come under this candle, which is a hammer, it's a reversal candle, it's screaming there is a chance that the market can and will go lower just from that one little candle, right? So I want y'all to be prepared for that. If you don't know how to short, buy puts, you don't know how to deal with the market going down, I want you to recognize you can just be patient, right? You probably want to stick more to like long-term thinking if you're really, really, really not good with, if you can't explain how shorting works, you probably shouldn't be shorting something, right? Explain it. You should be able to explain it to, I won't say a fifth grader, an ninth grader. You should be able to explain it. And I don't mean say, oh, well, you can hit a button and if you hit the sell button, and prices go down, you're shorting. Yeah, well, yeah, okay, but what's fundamentally happening? What's actually happening when you short a stock? How you make money when something comes down? It goes lower in price. Now, here's where the skill set comes in. It took me years ago, like literally legit. I'm so serious, y'all. It took me like 3 months, like little YouTube videos, a couple books. I could not get how shorting, it didn't make sense. How am I selling something? I gotta sell it and then buy it back. But I'm selling it, but do I need to own it first? Like, how am I selling something I don't own? That doesn't work in reality. It just doesn't. It's crazy. Come on, man. It's crazy, right? How does it work? So I would say, as somebody who's done this for literally 20,000 hours, worked with people of all different levels, millionaires, thousandaires, hundredaires, broke. Broke, not poor. Poor is mentally, you just ain't gonna make money. Broke is you just right now don't have any, right? So don't be offended if I say broke. I've worked with everybody. I've been there myself. I've been through all the ups and downs. I quit a 6-figure job to do this. I have an MBA. I love business. Before I got into this, I actually already love business and understand how business works. Right? This is just business. Matter of fact, trading is a business. All right. So if you don't understand the stock, you probably shouldn't be in it. I would also say if you don't understand how shorting works, maybe you just shouldn't be worrying about going both directions. A lot of you guys you jumped into this and you want to, right? You need to fully be able to think through what bulls are thinking and bears at the same time to really get it. And if you right now you're in that first year or two, don't worry about being some super trader that can short every time. Every time we get a pullback, you go in both directions. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to just say, okay, I want to keep this really simple for now until I get the skill set and more time and experience, right? Because the market is bullish. It's still bullish. But right now, in the short term, we're down. It's bearish. So let me go to the day chart really quick. Show y'all what today did. Today was one of those inside bar days. So check this out. Nasdaq. We had a hammer back here. You should always recognize those hammers. I don't care whether you knew you old. You should just recognize hammers. You should. It's one of the most. It's a whole story in itself, right? Because this day price pushed all the way down, and then by the end of the day, price rallied all the way back up. Those hammers matter, especially when we're at support, especially when we actually got that bounce back up to the 21 period moving average. All right. So it took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, but the bulls were able to push us back up. Okay, cool. We're back above that candle. I mean, we're back above the 200 and we got out of this hammer candle. So the bulls that bought that day, who tried to make a statement to say, yo, we are buying this market, it's not going any lower. Okay, cool. But we right back down in that same territory. If I draw a line, if I just put a line right here where all those bulls kind of said, okay, this was the day people bought, we're right back down in this day, right? So that's something you should note. And then if you look at these last 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and today, we haven't gone anywhere. Right? The market is kind of stuck. It's one of those days where the broad market, S&P, Nasdaq is just kind of like, ugh, I don't know. I don't know which way I want to go. I don't know. And unfortunately, some of y'all were super trading your butt off today, trying to force the market to give you some money. Why?
I'd do anything to win.
Because you'll do anything to win. You'll do anything to win. Now, the difference between you and this man saying it,
I'd do anything to win.
is that's Jordan. So he had the skills, the discipline, the outcome in before practice. Go to the game, practice after the game. Even when he went to baseball, he hit before the game. He did his thing. He practiced and hit more after the game. He got up early and worked with his trainer before practice and then did practice. It's a different level. It's a different level. What him and Kobe practiced. Just realizing right now, today, honestly, just looking at this candle, knowing that Nasdaq and it's representing 100 of the best stocks in the world. It's like, did you force a trade today, or were you patient? Were you in the moment?
It's in the moment, so you have to live it. And when you practice those things, you become better at it.
That's Kobe. These principles work across everything. Across everything. Were you in the moment? Because if you were in the moment today, not rushing it, not saying, oh, I got to make X amount today. If you were trading Nasdaq, what did you do? What did you do? It didn't go anywhere. We didn't make a new high. We didn't make a new low. We're inside of Friday, which was inside of Thursday. So the market right now is just saying, yo, you might just want to relax for a second. We're not right now. We've dropped. Most bullish year of like the last 30 years. That's a great thing. You're here. I'm here. We're here. But right now, the market pulled back really strong, about 18%. If we break these lows and get to that 20% mark, then it's officially a correction. The news is going to start saying, oh, we're in a correction. What is that going to do? It's going to have an effect. More people are going to be like, ooh, I heard the market was in a correction. I'm already telling you, as soon as we get to 20%, which is the definition of a correction, they're going to start saying it. And all we need to do to get to that 20% is break this low. So it's a story. It's a whole story. I keep saying, man, the market's so amazing. It's a story. You should be able to read these candles when you really get price action to see the story. We're inside of the last few days. The market is just like, I don't know. Because we want to go back up. We do. Y'all do. Y'all want the market to be cruise at all times, every time. Small pullback, get in, easy money, shoots right back up to new highs. That just did not happen over the last few months. All right? It didn't happen. Matter of fact, if I take this off my chart for a second, take this off. We had this, we hit these new highs, and then what happened? Then we start getting a very rangy, going to the same places, and then, market collapses. All right, so this right here, this lower low, put little circles on these. This lower low, right, that's just a classic downtrend. We made a new low, right? And then think about these. We went to the same place twice. So this is support. And then right here, we broke support. The people who know how to read these charts, you should have recognized, oh, we went lower. John Carter, moving averages, the squeeze, any good indicator should have told you the market was down. But would you have believed it? Maybe, maybe not. Why? Because you've been so, we've been brainwashed. Some of y'all been brainwashed into thinking like everything is going to always stay up. It's not. This is a bit more normal. For traders who've been around for a while, this is a bit more normal. And then here was a really nice, strong move down. But if you didn't know how to take advantage of that, all you're doing right now is you're waiting on the bulls. You're waiting on the market to go up. You might already have been shopping bonds. Now, if we're talking long term, cool. I ain't gonna get mad at you. But if you're trading, you need more than just buy the dip. As a trader, buy the dip can't be the most sophisticated mantra and strategy that you know. It can't as a trader, because the dip might dip again. Right? We're close. We're not far away. We're literally like 1-2 bad days from going down. Now, can we go back up? Because I don't want to scare you. I don't want to give gloom and doom. Yeah, can we get back up? Yes. Yes. Here's the good thing for me. This little indicator, TTM trend, squeeze. I love it. What do you see right here? Well, these bars are getting higher. Bars are getting higher. We're out of the strong red. We've made a really strong downtrend. Okay, cool. Can they flip back bearish though? If we get enough push, yeah, we could go back down. We could, but we also could definitely. You have two opportunities. We can go back up. We could go back down. Some of this is just patience. I think a lot of y'all right now, if you don't feel super confident, you might just need to like just be patient. It's gonna be clear. Like when the market is up and things are strongly in an uptrend or strongly down, it's always pretty clear. The problem is when stuff is trying to potentially change and you should be patient, you're still aggressively trading, losing money because there's no trend. I mean, short term we down, long term we up. Are we going to return back to the main long trend direction? Or is this short term downtrend going to continue? You don't know. I don't know. But I know how to play it. I know how to play both sides. And I know how to be patient. It took me years to learn just to be patient. You don't have to force a trade every day, every week. Just because you want to trade doesn't mean the market is going to give you one. Just doesn't. Somebody said they're watching the best too. Best believe it. Oh, man. Who said that?
I have Russell.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Who said that? I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that. So let's dance around for a second. We got 6 minutes until the close. What happened to Apple today? So Apple, inside day. Right? Inside day. What do I mean by inside day? I just mean that today's candle is inside of Fridays. We didn't make a new high. We didn't make a new low. But I already knew that was probable. Why? Because I started my analysis looking at Nasdaq. And Apple's correlated to move with Nasdaq. I haven't looked at Tesla today. Let's see what Tesla did today. Tesla. Look at Tesla. Still ranging. Look at this. This candle right here. Tesla hasn't moved in 5 days. It's a whole week. If you've been trying to force trades on Tesla, you probably just don't know what you're doing. That's when you get those bars, those candles where it's a nice day, and the next day we don't go anywhere. That's when it's like the market is telling you, just maybe you should relax for a second. Because that's how all ranges start. You get a big candle, you expect it to keep going up or down, and then we stay inside that candle. And maybe we go to the low, but it's not a strong move. You don't have to jump it. Just because we got to the high, you ain't got to get in. Just because we get to the high, wait for a little bit of momentum. Tesla hasn't went anywhere. What else? Let's look at some semiconductor stuff. AMD, what is AMD doing? So I think they had, so AMD had earnings back here. What day was that? So they had really nice earnings on the first. Right here was their earnings. This big candle, that was their earnings, right? Where are we now? We're still inside that candle. Now, if I go back to the day chart, just so you can see it fully. Then this candle here, oh, so we gapped up. And if we look at that candle the day after earnings, just like Tesla, we haven't really gone anywhere. We didn't break the highs. We didn't get enough momentum to continue. We didn't get enough to really drop. We just kind of went back right to the low of that candle. We pushed back up. We pushed down. Today we pushed up. We pushed back down. All right. So I want to show you. I want to help you realize that there are times where, I think other than and 90 to 95% of people who attempt to day trade don't make no money. They just don't. every stat about day trading I've ever read since I got into this like 12 years ago say the same thing. I say the same thing. They're literally all saying the same thing about day trading. But because we're aggressive, we get in there like this.
Ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable.
You get in there like Tyson, just swinging at anything. Everything that looks like it's about to move. There's a patience. There's a patience to this. There is. Because what are you going to do when a stock hasn't gone anywhere for 5 days? What are you going to do? AMD. What else? Let's see what Walmart is doing. Just curious. I ain't looked at Walmart in a minute. What is Walmart doing? Same downtrend. Okay, cool. Push back up. Couldn't even get to the 200. Today broke the lows a little bit. Today it went a little bit lower than, it's okay. It's Walmart. See what Target is doing. What's up with Target? Look at Target. Had a hammer here, made a little push, just ran right back to test the 21, which is why I keep that 21 on there. Look right here at this move. All right, check this out. This day right here, these two, you just tested the 20, went back up to it. 21, I'm sorry. And then it dropped. Already starting a downtrend. Push back up here. What happened? Did we get under that candle? Yeah, we slowly went right back down to the low. So Target's not looking too good. What's up with Google? There's Bell. Google had good earnings. Right here was their earnings gap. And pretty much today, we almost filled that gap. So earnings gapped up for Google and slowly came right back down. We right back down to where we were last week, even though they had a killer earnings. So that's worth noting. You know what I mean? You want to pay attention to that. When Google, Amazon, AMD, when these companies are killing their earnings, they get what they want and there's no follow through. There's not one more day of buying. They instantly start coming right back. It's painting a story. It's painting a story for where we are. It's painting a story. And I know winning super, super, super important. I know. That's the goal. Every time you want to be disciplined, we all want to win. I know. But let me drop this. I want to drop this in your spirit because this is quality stuff. It's an amazing book that I've read called Winning by Tim Grover. It's actually his voice. He was to give you a little bit of a quick, I want you to hear what winning is from him. And he's the guy who helped Jordan and Kobe become who they are. He helped take them to another level. Personal trainer. And think about that too. He was never in the MBA. He never won championships, right? So a lot of y'all like, oh, I can't learn anything about trading unless you're like, oh, did you make, have you made millions? Jordan wasn't like, yo, I can't trade. I can't learn anything from anybody unless they've achieved A, B, and C. Do they know how to do what I need them to do? Can they push me? That's the question. All right. So Jordan said yes. Kobe said yes. And Kobe just be copying what Jordan do. Kobe probably got him as a trainer because Jordan had him, right? Which is smart. You emulate the best. So here's what Tim Grover had to say about winning when they asked him, what is winning? What does it mean? This is so important. So important.
Winning is not about the trophy and the accolades. It's about the grind. It's about the obstacles. It's about the challenges. It's about the pain that you endure along the way for that 30 seconds of being able to either stand on a platform, be acknowledged by individuals that are close to you. But when that happens, your mind has to immediately shift back because now you felt and tasted something that you could only get through winning. Are you willing to do it again?
Are you willing to do it again? Think about what he said. He said winning. He said winning is not about the accolades. It's not about the glory. It's not about the win. It's about, will you endure the pain, the challenge, the suffering to do all that it takes to win? Academics, will you burn that midnight oil, as my mom always said? Will you go to the study groups? You know, will you put in the time that other students don't? That's all you got to do is, on some level, if everybody else study 3 hours, study 3.5. You'll get higher grades. Some of this stuff is just a time. It's literally a time equation. You know what I mean? One of my favorite authors, Dr. Jawanza Kanjufu. Ooh, I got to get him on the board. Dr. Jawanza Kanjufu. One of the principles I live by. It's a quote, but I think it's a principle too, the way I look at it. He says, what you do most is what you'll do best. Whew, what you do most is what you'll do best. So have you ever done a time inventory of your time? How much time do you spend on trading? How much time do you spend studying, learning, talking to other traders? You know, people making more than you. Do you know anybody making more than you? Or are you the only person you know? Are you making more than all your friends? Who's going to help you to grow? All right. It's a lot to this. But winning is about that process. It's about enduring through the pain. These little times where the market is tough. I don't care who you are. Today was tough to trade. Why? It didn't go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere. And here's a secret. Let me help y'all out real quick. You know how I knew today was like, today was not the day to go hard? Let me tell you. Let me give you a little secret. Clear all this off. So this is the ES, the S&P futures contracts. The futures market is where the big money is. Big money. So understand this for a second. Anybody trading futures is trying to make faster money. It's leveraged. Similar to options in the sense that you're really playing with a lot more money than you have. Right? You're trading with leverage, with buying power. You're trading not dollar to dollar. Right? There's leverage. Every options contract gives you 100 shares that you probably can't afford straight out, which is why you trade options. Because if you were already rich and wealthy, you really wouldn't. I mean, you still would trade options because it makes sense. But to just buy the shares, no, you just buy the shares. That's all. All right. So most people trading options are in the wealth accumulation. You're building income. You're trying to make income. I get it, right? Futures is very similar. All right. So let me give you the math really quick. If you were to trade one ES contract, this is Thinkorswim, the contract will cost you $16,000. That sounds like a lot of money. But is it? Is it? It's actually cheap. Why would I say that's cheap? Because today it closed at 4. Well, it's actually still open right now because this is futures. Market resettles at like 445. All right. So 44.82. The leverage is a multiple of 50. So for 44.82 times 50. So for that $16,000 contract that I traded today, for that if you can just hit the button for that one, here's the trick. The buying power is actually a multiple of 50. What does that mean? What do you mean a buying power is a multiple of 50? What does that mean exactly? That means if you can put up $16,000 worth of capital, you can trade. You can trade the ES, the S&P futures. But you're really leveraging $225,000. Oh. That's why people, this is a real simple equation. I had a long conversation with my buddy today, my guy. We talked for a couple hours. We were like, well, you know, because the market was kind of dead. All right. And I knew that very early on. So let me give you the tip real quick first. One of the best indicators out, period. I'm sorry, I don't care who you talk to, because it's based on such sound math, is a Ttm Squeeze. All right. This is the 5-minute. Matter of fact, let me check the 15 real quick. Okay, so 15 was a little more open. So I'm looking at the 5 today. Pretty much all morning, we had these little red dots. Those little red dots down there. I see right here at the open, we had green, but we didn't, 2 candles. We didn't go anywhere. And then we started to get that red dot. At 9:40, when we got that red dot, I already knew what time it was. It's time to just relax and do nothing. Just relax. That red dot is math. It's Keltner channels and Bollinger Bands, 2 kind of advanced, indicators a lot of people know and use, but they put them together. It makes so much sense. It's telling you when the dot is red, we're not going to get a trend. And we usually get the most volume at the open. So at 9:45, you know what Noble did? Relax. No trades to take. Just relax. Right now, the market, it's not probable for it to go anywhere. and I don't want to take a trade unless the market has enough volatility and it's probable for me to win. So if you lost today, fundamentally, you literally don't know when to not trade. You're going to trade every day, and every day you're not going to get a trending market, right? You're not. There is a patience to this. I know the gurus don't tell you. I know everything is trade, trade, trade. That's why I'm giving you what nobody else talks about. There literally are times where the smart thing to do is not take a trade. Not take a trade. But because, folks like me who can trade, but who are also educators who have a class or consults or whatever, most of them ain't as noble as me.
I'd do anything to win.
They're going to do anything to get your money. So they're not even going to tell you that there are times, or they don't even know. And they were forcing trades today too, wondering why they didn't make a lot of money. Because unless you were a really, really great day trader, there was no money to be made today. The market didn't move. It didn't trend. We didn't break a high or low from Thursday, which didn't break the high or low from Friday, which didn't break the high or low from Thursday. I know. It's radical. It's radical. But I think it's I love this soundboard. Y'all can tell I love this soundboard. It's the perfect time to just be honest with you. Perfect time. It's the perfect time to be honest with you. You can't trade every day. You can't force a trade. I don't care what your plan says. I don't care how much your goals are. I don't care how much you think you want to make. Yeah, I don't care. The market doesn't care. It's not going to adjust to your personal goals. Some days the best thing to do is nothing. Nothing. What else moved today? Now we did get let's expand this out a little bit. So look at that. Very end of the day. We got a little drop at the end of the day. Okay, but if you were day trading, all right. So the first part of the market, let's kind of mark this off. All right, this is the ES. All right. The market until here really wasn't even something you should have been trying to trade. And then that's like 11:30. So if you're smart, the volume dies off at 11:30. Why? Because people going to lunch. Ain't nobody trading at 11:30. And then look what happened. From 11:30 to 1, we just ranged. We didn't go nowhere. We didn't drop. We didn't get some big fall off. Market just ranged. And then what did we do? We turned around and went right back up to the high. And we didn't have enough volume to break that when we got there. So we came right back down. And we went a little bit under the low. And then we still ran right back up. So once again, the only people who really made money today were people like me, who literally can get in here on a 1 minute, 5 minute, 15. It doesn't matter the time frame. But when the day charts are really stuck, hour, 4 hour, all of those longer time frames are stuck, the only money that can be made is on the really, really, really fast, short time frames, the 1 minute, the 5, the 3, to 15. That's all you can do. Right. And if you're in options contracts, today you just wasted some. Well, I mean, it's not you didn't waste it, but that theta, just today, theta is why your contracts are down. Market, didn't really drop, but your contracts, right? If you're not in the money, if you don't have certain types of contracts, they're lower. Your percentage is down a little bit more. Why? Because of theta. Oh, theta. Sometimes the market is going to tell y'all this. Technically and fundamentally, we've had interest rate news, we've had earnings, good and bad. We've had so many things happen recently. The market literally is going to say to you, okay, you don't put your hands on me. You don't touch me. Don't touch me. Just don't. You don't put your hands on me some days. Some days you just want to relax. So today is about patience. Maybe that's my I should have called this I should have gave this a title. Talked about the patience that you have to have. And think about it. When I say patience, I really mean understanding when the volatility has kind of for a second just really decreased. which might be a day, might be a whole week. All right. You can get a range. You can get a range. I don't think y'all get it. You can get, hold on, let me show you. Hold on one second. Let me prove it to you. Let me prove it to you. Let me find a good one. Let me go to S&P. I'm on Nasdaq again. I'm going to the S&P. Oh, I forgot I had a lot of stuff on these. Oh, you know what? No, I think Amazon did it. Oh yeah, Amazon. Let's check out Amazon. Let me show you this range on Amazon. So check this out. Amazon has been in a very, very long range between 3,600 and 2,800. 3,600, we back down to 2,800. Oh, we back up again. Oh, we ranging sideways. Oh, we back down to 28. Oh, we back up at 36. Nope. Oh, we hit 37. We got up and then we didn't have enough volume. We died again. We tried again that second time. We didn't make it. We right back down to 2,800. This is a long. There's no trending here. These are weak charts. Weak charts. All right. If I go to the month, it's a little bit clearer. Why? It's clearer on the month, which is why I tell y'all, I keep saying it. You want to start your analysis a little bit longer. Why? Because it should be super clear that this candle right here, which was September of last year, September last year was a bad month. Everybody got beat up on September. I don't care who you were. Your long-term portfolio was getting beat up a little bit, right? But that month, all right, look at that. We've popped outside of that, the high of that month. We've come back inside. We popped outside a second time. We've even went a little bit lower. We're still basically inside of September. All right. So what does that mean? That means on Amazon, if I see that, I'm going to adjust. I'm really going to adjust and say, okay, we're ranging. You trade ranging markets differently than markets that are just moving, where you're getting good volume, where we're making new highs, pull back, new highs, new lows, or even going from strong uptrends is real volatile and turning into a strong downtrend. Then you got to know when to be a bull and when to be a bear. You got to know when to be patient. If you tried to trade Amazon for all of these months, all you could really do, technically, you should have been bullish because it's still bullish. There was a couple chances you had to ride it back up to the high, right? But all we did was run back to 3,600 and not have enough gas to go anywhere. All right, so this is, y'all got to see these ranges, man. This stuff should stand out. You should instantly see a range and be like, yeah, let me be patient on that one. Because if you try to force it, it's just, you can't make the market move. I don't care what your indicators say. You can't make the whole market give you the agreement, the volatility, the momentum. All you can do is put the trade on, manage the risk, and be smart, and recognize we're in a range, which means everybody's not aggressive right now. We stay in ranges because all the new people who come into it to look at it see the same thing. Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know. So you're not buying a lot. They're not buying a lot. Like, nobody's going hard. Nobody's going hard. Nobody's just putting a lot of size on any of their trades in these ranges. And you shouldn't. And that's why we continue to range until some big hedge fund comes in and buys. Some big institution, some good news comes out. Something has to charge the market. Someone has to move it. Something. And for those who I hate to say, but if you recognize that we're in a range and you buy because we're breaking that high, we're making that breakout, but you're not aware that breakouts don't, just because we hitting the high don't mean it's about to just take off. We could do what we've done on Amazon, right? And come break that high 3,600 and come right back inside. So it's still like you got to be, you got to kind of get in, you got to know the story of the market. And buying at that high in a range, is depending on the chart setup, it could actually be really expensive to do that. It could be really expensive.
I'm not paying that much. That's too expensive.
right? So you got to be careful. You don't want to pay too much. Want to pay too much? Think about that. Unless you know there's some good news, or you know like what, right, is kind of making buyers get in. If there's a logical reason, then yeah, you could get in at the breakout. Yeah, I've done it before. But just because we're at a, right, I draw this box and I can do this on anywhere we have. Just because we hit the high or the low, you know, doesn't mean we going anywhere. I swear, every time I'm on live, my mother start calling me. Let me text her. Okay. So, for those that are on, I don't have a big audience right now. That's cool. I just wanted to hop on and, you know, do a little something for y'all, you know. Plus, as you know, you already know me. I'm just getting ready, just practicing. These to me, I just practice for when all of this is getting, you know, up for the whole world. So, if you have some questions, any stocks you want me to look at, let me know. Let me know. Or any questions for those that are on live. Let me say this too. Here's where you can get all this great information. These videos I post, I'm actually streaming live on my YouTube channel. So I want to make sure you know where to go to get continued information from somebody who knows what they're doing, who could trade futures. I trade futures. Forex, it's the same stuff. It's just pips, contracts. It's the same thing. People be acting like they own something new. Because you trade, I trade this, I trade that. It's like you're either trading with or without leverage. You're taking trades with the trend or counter trending. You're taking kind of small basic trades most people take, or you're taking those types of trades that really, really can make you thousands in a day. But once again, I don't say thousands in a day to get you all excited about making thousands in a day, because 90% of people can't do it consistently. I was watching something like 2 weeks ago, and I saw somebody who has a futures class. And this one woman who wrote in was like, yeah, like I made $3,000 one day from that gentleman's class. And I wanted to be, I wish I could have been like, but you only did it one day? Like, if you know how much you made one day, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. If any of my students like that took my options class are like, yeah, I made $1,000 one day from his class, that's not a good class. That's not something to be bragging on. Consistency. Can you keep doing it over and over again for the same reason? That's what this game is. It's not all electric, glamorous, exciting the way we make it out to be. It should be boring. Your trading should literally be like making a burger at McDonald's. The same basic process. I'm gonna get the bread. I used to work at Burger King. I'm gonna use Burger King. That was in college. I went to Indiana University undergrad. So shout out if anybody, any Hoosiers, anybody from the Midwest. And then I went to HBCU for my M.B.A. Clark Atlanta. All right, so I had both experiences. But that job in Bloomington, in Bloom, I worked at Burger King. It's the same thing. You put the little burgers in, they go across the tray, you get them out, you slap on the mayonnaise, you put your lettuce, tomato. I could still make one. Two pickles. Did we put mustard? I don't remember. I probably did, because I don't care what you're getting. You're gonna get whatever I make. Put it and you wrap it the same way. That's trading. That's trading. It should literally be boring. We've tried to make this thing so amazingly exciting and fun because it's money, and I get it. But that allure of this excitement and thrill constantly, you're emotionally charged. It's like being aroused, like in the literal definition. All right, like your senses are aroused. You shouldn't be aroused when you're trading in that sense, right? For the money. You shouldn't be lusting for the money. You should be, here's my indicators, my strategy, right? My signal was triggered. Here's my stop. Here's where I enter. I'm going to get in the trade, be disciplined. I made my money. I'm out. That's why so many people are losing. I know what happens. Think about this. For those in insider trading, you didn't really see nobody posting nothing today. Why? One, because there was no money to really be made. So very few people could post any receipts. Two, people were losing today. Why? Because they were trading as if the market is going to give you trades every day. Today was not the day. It wasn't. It wasn't. I've been doing this long enough to know I see all the patterns. I can tell how the market did today just by how many people are talking in our room, Insider Trading. For those of y'all who don't know, if you watch this on YouTube, I want to invite you to a really, really amazing community. Started by myself and my cousin. Let me hit some music real quick. My cousin, Joel Harrison. We started about 10, 11 years ago. Great community, full of traders, a lot of newbies, mostly new people, but that's in every trading room, you know. And we educate, do a lot of education. I have some paid courses. I do a lot of live stuff like this, you know. My cousin does as well. And, you know, we've cultivated a community over years. There's about 30,000 people in it. Now, the reality is only probably a few hundred to maybe like 1,000 consistently engage. But people come in and out, you know. So it's just a great place to just be in the room to get information, to know what's moving, what's not moving, you know. You'll learn about NFTs because somebody's buying them. Crypto because somebody's hard, you know, it's thousands of people in crypto, you know, some in futures, some in Forex. Those markets are probably like the minority. And then most, you know, long-term investors should be everybody. And then you got your long-term, got your options folks, right? Buying those leaps, those longer term plays. And then, you know, then you have your classic folks trying to day trade. You got your folks trying to day trade at all times. At all times, there's somebody trying to day trade. So let's do this real quick too. Matter of fact, let me Google it. I want to see really quick. What was traded today? I forget the site. I always forget this site. Highest. I'm gonna just Google it. Highest options volume. Oh, bar chart. I think bar chart has a really good one. Yeah. Okay. So you can't see this, but I'm gonna change it so where you can see this because I want y'all to see this. Give me 1 second. I want you to see this. There we go. Okay. So today, Monday, February the 7th. What was everybody trading today? Well, you can see a lot of people. Let me actually make that even larger. You can see that today, let me get rid of this Hertz ad. If we look at the top 5, what were people trading? Apple, Tesla, BEKE, I don't even know what that is. Uber, AMD, Apple, Facebook, and then Apple again. All right, so Apple, you should know Apple's number one largest market cap. Excuse me, because it's the largest company in the world, it's going to be in the top 1, 2, 3, 4 strikes every single day. Right. So the top call was the 175 call. That means a lot of people believe Apple's going to get or stay above 175. 175. Tesla calls bullish. BEK puts. So number 3 on the list. People believe that stock is going down. I'm gonna take a look at it in a second. Uber calls, people believe it's going up. AMD calls, believe it's going up. And then look at that. Number 6, I think Apple 170 puts. So a lot of people are also betting that Apple is about to go under 170. Facebook, people are kind of buying these two. What's the strike price? But where's the yeah. And then really pay attention to this though. This is really important. The expiration date. Y'all see the expiration date? 2/11. 2/11. So a lot of people are, you know, primarily trying to make money on options income with really short expirations. There's a pro and con to buying an expiration that's only a week out. Yeah, it's cheap. But one day where it doesn't go anywhere, like today, that contract is suffering. And if you don't really understand what I mean, it's because you don't understand theta and volatility, right? Not really moving. You need volatility to move. So when that volatility slows down, the contracts get dirt cheap. Meaning if you're in them though, that means value is coming down. You're losing fast and you're really not even losing. It's not like the market dropped today. but your contracts are down. They lost some money today because the market didn't go anywhere. And imagine if the market goes sideways for 3-4 more days. You're just going to lose all the way into Friday, potentially. Or we're going to shoot back up above 175. I don't even know where did Apple close today. All right, so you got people betting we're going to go back. Apple closed at 171. Closed at 171. So we got some people waiting on that move back up. If we can get above this little range, that's 174.25. So yeah, hopefully, that's the number one trade people took today. Highest volume. 72,000 people today said, yeah, I want to buy this. Well, maybe not 72,000, but that was the number of contracts bought right today. And that's actually low for Apple. All right. Open interest, you got about 18,000 people holding those contracts right now, waiting patiently. They have an open interest. The puts, you only got 8,000. So think about that. Twice as many people are believing that Apple's going to go back above 175 versus the 8,194 contracts that are still saying, yo, I think we're going to go under 170. They just needed to drop. Right? They're waiting patiently for it to drop. Right. So options has a lot to it. It does. You really to really be good. You need the Greeks. You need to understand the Greeks. You need to have really precise charting. You need to understand technicals and have some really great technical skills to be able to know when and what to do and why. You got to understand the math behind it. A lot of people who struggle with options really don't have a fundamental understanding of the pricing. And you got to learn the math. You got to learn the math when it comes to options.
Look, you gave me too much money back, Roscoe.
I did?
Yes. Hey, go to school. Learn your math because you can't be a millionaire if you can't count to 10.
You're right. I go to school.
Y'all heard Roscoe? Y'all heard Gina talking to Roscoe? You can't you can't kill options if you don't like math, understand the math, know how your contracts make you money. I'm sorry. I don't care what somebody told you. You don't get around that. You don't stay in options for 5-10 years and don't know anything about the Greeks. That's like being I ain't gonna even go there. I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna even go there. So hopefully you've learned something today. Hopefully. I wish I could get like live feedback. How y'all feel about this session? Okay. Cool. I'll make up my own feedback. Cool. So let me say this before I go. I'm starting a live 7-week options and futures course. They're distinctly different, but with 7 weeks, you're pretty much going to get about 6 hours of content training from me weekly. That's 42 hours, 6 times 7, simple math. It's going to be tough for you to find a course, a live course. A lot of these live courses are, they have 3-4 weeks. It's like really entry-level stuff. Okay, cool. But if you want the type of depth that you need that matters, and you seriously, this is not just a quick little moment in time where you tried trading, but this is something you truly see as being a viable, opportunity for you to do something, to make money, I want you to think about this as getting into a new career, right? Because that's what it is. This is a business. This ain't just some little fun hobby. Once again, I quit a 6-figure job to be able to do what I'm doing. And so when Tim Grover talked about winning, right? He talked about winning and that pain you have to go through. So, I've gone through that pain. I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes. I'm human. I took a trade today at like 11:40-ish that lost really fast. It was cool. Why? Because I shouldn't even be trading after 11:30, right? Shouldn't even be trading after 11:30 in the morning. I don't need to. But because I was a little like, oh, I was waiting so much on the market to just kind of open up, and it finally did, but it was 11:30, and I was like, So that's why I have that rule. I broke my own rule today and lost a little bit of money. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I made some money early. I only took 2 trades. So, yeah. So let's do this. I'm gonna leave you with two things I just want you to remember, because I love this board and this audio. It's so good to be able to like have the best people in the world, some of the greatest champs in the world echo me. So this is Kobe talking about being in the moment. It's real short.
It's in the moment. So you have to live it. And when you practice those things, you become better at it.
Yep. And when you really, really get into, right, you have your mindset solid. You know you want to do this, because I know a lot of you guys, I can get it all the time. Most of my consults, people are like, yo, Noble, I want to make this a lifestyle. I want to leave my job. I want to use this to really do something for my family. I know. But there is a patience to this. I'm sorry. You're not going to master this in a year or 6 months or 2 or 5. I'm not saying you can't be profitable really fast. I didn't say that. I said mastery. Mastery. Right? That's what I said. Plus, you got to go through the ups and downs. That's trading. You should be able to say this. This is what you need to be able to say after a day like today.
I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail.
That's how winners talk. All right. Ali went through some stuff. He said he threw lightning in jail. Anyway, man, thanks for joining me. I'll do these more. Get ready for, I got some stuff coming this year. I'm excited. I got some dope stuff coming. So thanks for watching. If you want to think about, or you're like, yeah, no, I need to sign up for your options class or your futures course, go to limitlessclass.com. Oh, I can show you really quick here. Real quick. Where is it at? It's this one. All you gotta do is go